Paul, what are we going to do? How are we going to make a promotional video when we can't be together and everybody has to wear a mask?
What about if you show me? I haven't been around for a couple 100 years. Let's do this. Let's make history.
I'd love to. We really want to show everyone a bit about the three offices, what each city has to offer, and maybe tell them about some little-known history. Should we start out in Springfield?
Jump on.
Let's start with the Springfield Court. Springfield has a bit of history. It is home to Springfield College, which is known as the birthplace of basketball, invented in 1891 by James Naismith. Look, there he is. Springfield has the Basketball Hall of Fame and the Springfield Museum, which is a collection of 5 different museums, including the Dr. Seuss Museum. Dr. Seuss wasn't really a doctor, but an author and illustrator known for writing and illustrating more than 60 children's books and selling over 600 million copies. Care for some green eggs and ham?
Huh?
And not too far away in Holyoke is the International Volleyball Hall of Fame. Volleyball was invented in 1895 and was originally called mintonette. It was designed as a game to be played indoors, but a little less rough than basketball. And here is the newest addition to the Springfield landscape, the MGM Casino. Clearly lots to do and see out to the west. Shall we move on to Worcester? Bang-a-Yui here.
Hang on tight.
Here's the Worcester Courthouse. Worcester goes back in the history books as well. The 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified in 1920, giving women the right to vote. Worcester was the site of the first National Women's Rights Convention in 1850 and was a foundation to the cause of women's rights. It took 70 years of hard work, but it paid off. Worcester is often referred to as the heart of the Commonwealth, and a heart is the official symbol of the city. It is home to 9 colleges and universities. It used to be a major manufacturing city known for manufacture of wire, metal goods, and machine parts. Candlepin bowling was invented in Worcester, along with the monkey wrench and Valentine's Day greeting cards. One of their most famous claims to fame is the smiley face logo. Graphic artist Harvey Ball created it in 1963 as a morale booster for the employees of State Mutual Life Assurance Company. He created the design in 10 minutes and was paid $45. While it is certain that there were versions of the smiley face prior to 1963, the Harvey Ball rendition is considered the most iconic. Worcester is now home to the Red Sox minor league baseball team, the Woo Sox, and they feature the smiley face in their mascot, Smiley Ball. They're scheduled to have their first game in their new home, Polar Park, in April 2021. Worcester has culture covered with the Worcester Art Museum, the Hanover Theater, as well as many parks and walking trails. We also have a road that I thought you might like. But now it's time to make our way out to Boston. There's a lot to see and so much history, but you might already know a thing or two about some of that history.
Hop on. I'm just glad it's not midnight.
I would love to take you on the scenic route and go through Concord and Lexington, but I don't think we have the time.
It would have been nice to see them in the daylight, but I understand. And I'm really curious to see how much Boston has changed.
I'm really excited to show you. You're not going to believe the changes.
Is Harvard University still around?
Of course. You can still pack your car and have it yad. Do you want to take a pass by on our way to Boston?
Sure, but what's a car?
Things are probably built up a little bit more than you remember, but it's still Harvard. I'm sure this looks quite different to you. Let's start at the site of the Boston Tea Party. We have a whole museum dedicated to that historic event, but you know how important that was. Then we can head over to Boston Common, America's oldest public park, and then work our way along the Freedom Trail. The history you made is a big part of the trail, so I think you might like it.
A trail? Interesting. Lead the way.
We call it the Freedom Trail. It is 2.5 miles long, marked mostly by a brick path, and passes by 16 locations significant to the history of the United States. And of those 16 sites, 11 are historical. Some of the sites included on the trail are the Boston Common, the State House, Park Street Church, the site of the first public school in America, Boston Latin School with the Benjamin Franklin statue, Old South Meeting House, and the Old State House, the site of the Boston Massacre.
I did a print of that day that I am very proud of.
Oh, we know. We're pretty proud of it, too. The trail continues to Faneuil Hall and Quincy Market.
We're getting pretty close to my house.
It's one of the sites, along with the Old North Church. One if by land, two if by sea. How could we leave that out? Do you recognize that handsome fella?
I guess I'm a pretty big deal around here.
You are. You not only have a statue, but we named a whole park after you, too. Another big deal is Old Ironsides, the U.S. Constitution and Monument. And we don't want to forget the end of the Freedom Trail, the Bunker Hill Monument.
I love that, Molly. Thank you for showing me.
You're most welcome, Paul. Boston has continued to make history in many ways. Another way to see our various historical sites and landmarks are the duck boat tours. They play a big part in Boston's more recent history, such as all our championship parades. Between the Boston Red Sox, the Patriots, the Celtics, and the Bruins, we keep the duck boats pretty busy.
What else is there? Show me more.
With so much to show you in so little time, I think it might be better if we just head over to the Boston office and watch this.
Sit and think about the place that makes me feel most alive. The city that I love and all the streets at night. So it goes, a tale is told, nothing new, but it's always gold. The city that brings us love, joy, and pride. Welcome to Boston, it's what I call my home. It's back when Faneuil is where I belong. Yeah, capital on the hill with its gold shining bright. Cold like the beer in the pubs at night. From Paul Revere's home in the north end to the old North Church. South Station, Newberry Street to buy local merch. Tonight out at Fenway for the game, all casting the flag and to avoid the rain. Then off to see Norman Cliff where everybody knows your name. Let's give it up for Boston, yeah, place where I call my home. We got St. Patrick's Day, the Pride Parade and Marathon. Nothing will tear us apart, no. Lord will bring us down. 'Cause we are from Boston, and we're Boston strong. Liberty Hotel was once a jail. Boats in the harbor ready to sail. Take it all in along the Freedom Trail. From the old State House to Trinity Church, something for everyone, no matter where you search. History made in so much more to come. Welcome to Boston, yeah, it's my most preferred. We got Dennis Leary, Matt Damon, and the Rovers. In the city of hard knocks, we're in Celtics and Red Sox. All my friends are here tonight, in the city that makes it feel alright. City of Boston, I love my city. It's a
That's a wrap. Great job on the video, everyone. What do you think, Judge Bailey?
Thanks, Judge Panos. I love that Boston history.
Hey, thanks for showcasing Western Mass.
And for including the birthplace of volleyball.
Glad you liked it. I think we covered everything.
We haven't even talked about the Boston accent or how we pronounce some of our cities and towns. One of my favorites to say is Medfa. Other than that, I thought the video was wicked pissa.
You mean Medford?
Oh, Medfa.
And that the video was very good?
They're going to hear wicked a lot. It's one of our favorite adjectives. You know, like Sam Adams is a wicked good bear and you can pick it up on a packy run.
Okay, what other kind of tips can you offer?
Well, I'd say don't forget your ocean spray. However, only drink it on the tee. Don't try riding with it on a skateboard.
Oh, despite what happened in the harbor, we really love drinking tea, which you would never know with the dunks on every corner.
Leah, I think Lori was trying to let everyone know that our subway is known as the T.
Oh, and the T is much better than driving into Boston. We're more apt to bang a Yui than use a Blinka.
Agreed. And you got to be careful too, because like one street is like 3 different names. And watch out for the rotaries too.
And the parking is expensive. So leave your car keys at home because you won't need them.
Susan, why put your pants away when you get here? Oh, you meant car keys.
And here's another insider tip. You can call Boston the hub, but don't call it Beantown.
And please, saying park your car in Harvard Yard is not funny.
And remember, Southie is east of the South End, and the North End is east of the West End.
No, sir.
Yes, sir. Look at the map.
Well, we do have some great beaches nearby, but be careful of the sharks.
I do think everybody will be happy to know we have plenty of Irish pubs and bars. Just don't ask us where Cheers is.
And we have a lot of great seafood for supper, especially lobster.
Agreed.
And when someone says, hi, Hawaii, they're just saying hello. They're not looking for your life story. Molly, does this cover things a bit more?
Yes, it does, Judge. And while we'll have a lot more information about visiting Boston on the website, on the NCBC website, for now, let's just say, welcome to Boston!
Boston history!
Woo!
Woo-hoo!